1, 2, 3. Wait there.
Is the Cartoon Network going off the air in October 2022? That's right. I mean, who hasn't watched Cartoon Network in their childhood? Apparently, 2018 is the year that Cartoon Network will go finally out of business, according to internet reports. For children born in the 1980s and 1990s, Cartoon Network was a definitive source of quality children's programming. Now that streaming services are ubiquitous, we can watch whatever we want, whenever we want. However, the loss would be devastating if Cartoon Network went away. Hello there and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll discuss if Cartoon Network Studios is collapsing. Is this the end? The news of the merger between Warner Bros. Animation and Cartoon Network Studios circulated rapidly online, causing a frenzy among fans. Reports of widespread layoffs at Cartoon Network Studios led many internet users to take to microblogging sites to express their sadness at the impending loss of their favorite Cartoon Network. When word of the merger between Warner Bros. Animation and Cartoon Network Studios spread, the internet flew into a frenzy. People took to Twitter to say goodbye to their favorite Cartoon Network after hearing rumors of widespread layoffs at Cartoon Network Studios. The Warner Bros. Representative told Fox that the reported cutbacks do not account for all of the studio's layoffs. A second representative from Cartoon Network issued a statement on October 14th denying the rumors. The rumor that Cartoon Network will be cancelling its programming is completely untrue. Now that it's a part of WBTV, Cartoon Network Studios will continue to produce high-quality programming for the network alongside Warner Bros. Animation and other studios. Many of the new and returning originals coming to Cartoon Network in 2023 will also be available on HBO Max, making that year a watershed moment in the network's history. To sum up, we are not going anywhere, the message said. On October 15th, a tweet was made via the official Cartoon Network Studios Twitter account. We're only turning 30, so don't worry about us. Our loyal following can rest assured that we have no plans to disband. The tweet promised that they would always be the best place to get new and classic cartoons. Another humorous jab at the rumors of the studio's demise was written as follows. Commenters expressed relief at the news and talked about their fondest childhood memories of watching the channel's cartoons. How did the rumor begin? As a result of a frightening rumor that has circulated on social media, a lot of people who like Cartoon Network are asking each other about the future of the channel. It has been rumored on the Cartoon Network fandom page that the channel will be cancelled on October 1st, 2022 in order to shut down a string of programming including Craig the Creek, Total, Dramarama, The Amazing World of Gumball, Elliot from Earth, and The Funnies. When the Cartoon Network is shut down, it appears that these programs will be made available to stream on HBO Max instead of being shown on that network. Unsurprisingly, supporters began to worry. The Cartoon Network will not be ceasing operations anytime soon. We're happy to inform you that Cartoon Network will not be going off the air in 2022. In point of fact, it couldn't be further from the truth because the network has great goals along with new ideas for this year. Warner Bros. Would have made a formal announcement on the channel's closure in the event that it was indeed going to be discontinued. However, this has not been the case. Sam Register, an American television producer and the president of Warner Bros., offered some insight into the company's ambitions for the future of Cartoon Network Studios. According to what he shared with Vulture on May 6, 2022, they are now signing creators to cross-studio overall deals. This means that a showrunner on WB Animation is now able to work at CN Studios on something fresh and vice versa. If the corporation had truly intended to dissolve operations in a matter of a few short months, these kinds of plans would not have been disclosed to the public. Fox was informed by a spokesperson for Cartoon Network Studios and Warner Bros. Animation that the recent layoffs that were carried out by Warner Bros. Were not related to a proposed merger between the two firms, but rather to a restructuring of teams within the animation studios. A Warner Bros. Spokesman told Polygon that 82 employees were let go from the TV group's scripted, unscripted, and animation departments. Among the open positions at the organization, 43 will remain unfilled. Warner Bros. Animation, Cartoon Network Studios, and Hanna-Barbera Studios Europe will each maintain their own brand identity, but their respective development and production teams will be merged into a single department. Many in the animation business have mentioned that Warner Bros. Television Workshop's pipeline is essential to assisting underrepresented creators break into a highly competitive field, and according to Deadline, Warner Bros. Has rescinded its intention to close the workshop. The Discovery Department of Diversity, Equity and Inclusion is now hosting the workshop. Unfortunately, the timing of these alterations at Cartoon Network Studios coincides with the trend in which many of the studio's animated shows have grown more difficult to access than in the past. As a result of Discovery's recent purchase of Warner Media from AT&T, there will also be some personal reductions. In 2023, both HBO Max and Discovery Plus will merge into a single streaming service. Now, CEO David Zaslav, formerly of Discovery, has been active in his pursuit of the company's $3 billion in savings since entering office in April. As a result of the merger between WNA and CNS, output will remain the same, as reported by Variety. However, the response from those working in and commenting on the animation industry has not been quite as positive. Cartoon Brew reported that the studio was gone, which prompted a response from a member of the Cartoon Network crew. Polygon contacted Warner Bros. And learned that the studio has assured them that CNS will not be closing down and that the studio is actively working on a number of projects. How this new development will decide what to prioritize is an open subject, and it will likely be influenced by both the preferences of its target audience and the company's bottom line. In the 1950s and 1960s, Warner Bros. Animation produced Tom and Jerry, Wile E. Coyote and The Roadrunner, The Flintstones, Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes. WBA has rehashed its iconic IPs on Cartoon Network for years. Cartoon Network Studios has created groundbreaking shows that have endured, unlike Warner Bros. Animation. Yes, Powerpuff Girls and Ben 10 have been rebooted by Cartoon Network. There are also bangers and paradigm-shifting content from Powerpuff Girls to Samurai Jack. Cartoon Network's Toonami block, which aired Pokemon for years, introduced many US kids to anime before it caught on in the West. Also in the 2010s, CNS was one of the few big animation companies to highlight LGBT characters, particularly those involved in sapphic romances, paving the way for future animated series to do the same. These giants of Cartoon Network Studio have done so much for the growing library of the LGBTQ+ animated TV shows available on streaming providers. After the merger, CNS still exists, but layoffs are still a very real possibility. Many of the HBO Max executives who were let go in August were persons of color, reports the Daily Beast. According to the Daily Beast's reporting at the time, former Warner Bros. Employees felt that this was due to an ideological change, in which material was aimed at a less diverse and a more middle America audience. Now, even at an animation company recognized for its cutting-edge shows, things are shifting. Some fans fell for the hoax. From the looks of some tweets, the prank may have convinced Cartoon Network viewers that the apocalypse really was close. While some users rushed to the site to verify the authenticity of the report, others made plans to catch up on their favorite shows before the network went down. In October, Cartoon Network supposedly tried to shut down. On Twitter, user said, "I'll be damned if that happens before I get the complete series of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy on DVD and Blu-ray." A fan who appeared to have been duped by the rumor claimed, Cartoon Network is going down on October 1st after 30 years this year. Now, the thing to see is how WBA and CNS will collaborate is unknown, as is whether memorable, boundary-pushing cartoons will remain a focus at a company whose guiding principle is real entertainment. What do you think? Do tell us in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.